What happens when love turns stormy? Leaving one star glowing with new happiness while another drowns in heartbreak? Stormy Love, Dara finds new love while Jung Il Woo suffers heartbreak. The revelation has fans reeling, the industry buzzing, and emotions running high. Join Red Carpet revealed as we uncover the twists, the pain, and the passion behind this shocking headline. Right now, in the world of entertainment, few revelations strike with the force of a storm. This week, headlines roared with the kind of news that ignites excitement and sorrow all at once. Dara, the beloved former 2NE1 member turned actress and television darling, has found new love. For millions of her fans, the image of Dara smiling beside someone who has captured her heart was a cause for celebration. Yet, as her joy spread like fire across social media, whispers began to emerge about another figure standing in the shadow of this romance. Jung Il Woo, handsome actor admired for his roles in Cinderella and The Four Nights and Moon, Embracing the Sun, was said to be suffering quietly. His heartbreak laid bare in the wake of Dara's new beginning. It was a story that blended glamour with grief, romance with regret, and it left fans struggling to balance their happiness for one star with their empathy for another. For Dara, the revelation of her new love marks a turning point in a career that has been defined by resilience and reinvention. Rising to fame as part of 2NE1, became known not only for her striking style and infectious energy but also for her warmth. After the group's disbandment, many wondered whether she would fade from the spotlight. Instead, she reinvented herself as a versatile television personality, actress, and fashion icon. Her journey has been one of continuous renewal, a testament to her ability to thrive in an industry that often discards its idols once their initial glow fades. Now, with her new romance, she appears not only as a star but as a woman unafraid to embrace happiness on her own terms. Jung Il Woo's story, however, is one tinted with melancholy. Known for his charming smile and the kind of gentle charisma that makes fans believe every role he inhabits, Il Woo has long held a place in the hearts of drama lovers. His career, marked by memorable performances, has been interwoven with a sense of vulnerability. A fatal accident early in his life and subsequent health struggles only deepened the aura of fragility that surrounds him. For fans, he has always been more than an actor. He has been a symbol of perseverance, a man who continued to chase his craft despite obstacles. Here now that he suffers heartbreak as Dara embraces love is to see his on-screen melancholy spill into real life. The news first broke through a series of photographs published by entertainment tabloids. Dara, radiant in casual attire, walking side by side with her new partner, her laughter captured mid-burst, the comfort of familiarity evident in every frame. There was no mistaking the joy in her eyes, the serenity in her expression. Within hours, agencies confirmed what the images suggested: Dara was indeed seeing someone new. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Fans flooded social media with celebratory messages, rejoicing that their idol had found someone who made her heart race. Hashtags like Dara New Love and Love Storm trended worldwide, with fans from the Philippines, Korea, and sending blessings. But for every tweet celebrating Dara's happiness, there was another expressing concern for Jung Il Woo. Insiders suggested that he had harbored quiet feelings for Dara, feelings that had never been publicly acknowledged but were whispered about in industry circles. Whether those rumors were truth or fiction mattered little. What mattered was the image of him now, heartbroken, reading from the spotlight just as Dara basked in it. Fans began to share clips of Il Woo from past interviews where his words now seemed heavy with subtext. In one, he admitted, "Sometimes love is not about timing but about courage." In another, he confessed, "I'm afraid of being left behind." Fragments were replayed endlessly, reframed as signs of his hidden pain. The media frenzy reached fever pitch. Lines screamed of a love triangle that never was. Lloyd speculated on the depth of Il Woo's feelings, and variety shows debated whether Dara's new romance would overshadow her career or propel it forward. Some outlets framed the story as a tale of empowerment, Dara choosing happiness after years of speculation about her personal life. Others emphasized the tragedy of Il Woo's heartbreak, painting him as a modern-day romantic hero crushed by circumstances beyond his control. The duality of the narrative, joy for one, sorrow for another, ensured that the story was irresistible. Fans themselves were deeply divided. Many rallied behind Dara, celebrating her courage to embrace love in a world where idols are often criticized for daring to be human. Supporters posted messages of encouragement. "She deserves every bit of happiness she has found." One fan wrote. Another posted, "Dara has given us joy for years. Now it's our turn to support her." Yet others gravitated toward Il Woo, their sympathy flowing toward the actor whose heartbreak seemed too heavy to ignore. Fan art depicting him alone beneath storm clouds circulated online, accompanied by hashtags like "Stay Strong Il Woo" and "Heartbreak Prince." Some fans went so far as to create petitions urging media outlets to respect his privacy, while others demanded that Dara's new partner treat her with the respect she deserved. International reactions amplified the frenzy. In the Philippines, where Dara remains a national treasure, television networks ran special segments celebrating her romance, framing it as proof that even stars could find new beginnings. In Japan, Il Woo's fanbase held online vigils of sorts, messages of support and replaying his most romantic drama scenes with captions like "He will find his true love someday." Chinese and Western media alike covered the revelation with fascination, calling it a stormy tale of love and heartbreak that transcends borders. The industry, ever pragmatic, responded with calculated precision. Dara's endorsement saw a spike in visibility, with brands eager to capitalize on the renewed attention. Some even crafted subtle campaigns around the theme of love, hinting at her new relationship without naming it outright. For Jung Il Woo, the effect was more complex. His management released a statement urging fans to support his upcoming projects and emphasizing his professionalism. Yet, behind the polished words, there was an undeniable sense of fragility, as if the agency itself acknowledged the emotional toll he was enduring. As the story unfolded, it became clear that this was not just a love story. It was a cultural conversation. Dara's romance challenged lingering taboos about women in K-pop openly embracing relationships. Her happiness symbolized progress, defiance of the outdated notion that female idols must remain perpetually single to preserve fan devotion. Jung Il Woo's heartbreak, meanwhile, empathy but also raised uncomfortable questions about masculinity and Korean entertainment, about the expectation that men must remain stoic even in pain. In this storm of love and loss, both stars became symbols of something larger than themselves, representing shifting cultural tides in a society still negotiating its relationship with celebrity romance. By the end of the week, the frenzy had not subsided. Instead, it had deepened, weaving itself into the fabric of global entertainment news. Dara was seen smiling more brightly than ever, confidence unshaken by the scrutiny. Jung Il Woo appeared at a scheduled event, his smile thin but present, his eyes betraying a weight he could not hide. Fans watching him whispered among themselves, hearts breaking in tandem with his. The storm, it seemed, was far from over. Part 1 of this saga ends with no resolution. Intensification. Dara's new love is blossoming, her happiness undeniable. Jung Il Woo's heartbreak is raw, suffering palpable. The world watches, between celebrating joy and mourning sorrow, as two stars live out a story that feels both cinematic and painfully real. What happens next will determine not only their futures but how fans and the industry reconcile with a truth as old as time. In love, one heart's triumph can sometimes mean another's despair. As the days stretched into weeks, the storm swirling around Dara's newfound happiness and Jung Il Woo's quiet suffering refused to subside. Instead of fading, the story deepened, roots reaching into every corner of the entertainment world. And as a shocking revelation had become a cultural reckoning, sparking conversations about love, fame, resilience, and the heavy toll of heartbreak live in public view. For Dara, the glow of new love continued to shine. She appeared in public with a lightness that had not been seen in years, her laughter freer, her confidence radiant. Documented every detail of her outings, from the subtle glances she exchanged with her partner to the way her smile seemed to linger longer than before. Fans celebrated her joy, yet critics hovered, quick to analyze her every move. Some argued that her happiness was a triumph, a message to women everywhere that love should not be hidden, even in the unforgiving glare of fame. Others, however, whispered that she was insensitive, that her joy had come at the expense of Jung Il Woo's silent pain. Woo, in contrast, carried the weight of heartbreak with quiet dignity. His appearances became more measured, his words carefully chosen. When he spoke at a press conference for his upcoming drama, reporters noted the faint tremor in his voice. He paused before answering questions about love. He smiled, "Yes, But it was a smile that seemed practiced to shield the emotions simmering beneath. Fans noticed a melancholy in his eyes, and their sympathy grew. Online communities flooded him with support, creating hashtags like "Well Love Il Woo" and "Stay Strong Oppa," sending him letters, videos, and artwork meant to remind him that he was not alone. The industry watched closely. Aware of the ripple effects, Dara's endorsement surged. Image as a strong, independent woman bolstered by her willingness to embrace romance publicly. Brands capitalized on her new aura, launching campaigns around the theme of fresh beginnings and love without fear. Fashion magazines clamored to feature her, framing her as both a trendsetter and a symbol of modern womanhood. Jung Il Woo's trajectory, however, did in subtler ways. Directors approached him for roles that leaned into vulnerability, offering him characters that mirrored the heartbreak he now embodied in the public imagination. While some feared his sadness would overshadow his career, saw it as an opportunity to showcase the depth of his artistry, transforming pain into performance. Cultural commentators seized on the duality of their stories. Dara's romance was framed as a challenge to the outdated notion that women in K-pop and Korean entertainment must remain perpetually single to preserve their appeal. Her joy was revolutionary, signaling a slow but steady shift in attitudes toward female idols and actresses choosing to live authentically. Jung Il Woo's Heartbreak, meanwhile, prompted reflections on masculinity and vulnerability. In a society where men are often expected to remain stoic, quiet suffering resonated with fans who saw in him a reflection of their own struggles. Articles praised him for his openness, stating that his pain, far from diminishing him, had made him more human, more relatable, more loved. International media continued to amplify the story. In the Philippines, Dara's second home, fans treated her romance as national news, celebrating her happiness with unrestrained joy. "She gave us so much love as part of 2NE1. One Filipino fan wrote. Now it's her turn to receive it." Japanese publications framed the story as a bittersweet drama, celebrating Dara while mourning Il Woo. In China, the narrative centered on the universality of love and loss. Netizens posting messages like, "Her smile is beautiful. His pain is real. This is life." Western outlets approached the story with fascination, describing it as a tale of joy and sorrow that proves once again why Hallyu stars captivate the world. Fans remained divided, and their passion ensured that the storm never calmed. Supporters of Dara launched online campaigns celebrating her courage, creating videos that chronicled her journey from 2NE1's heyday to this moment of new love. They described her as a phoenix rising, a woman who had endured criticism and challenges only to emerge stronger and happier. Supporters of Jung Il Woo, on the other hand, organized virtual gatherings where they shared memories of his best drama scenes. Their voices united in a chorus of comfort. Even went so far as to send flowers to his agency, tokens of solidarity meant to lift his spirits. Amidst the chaos, whispers of a hidden timeline began to surface. Fans revisited old clips of Dara and Il Woo together at industry events, searching for clues of unspoken connections. Lingering gaze mean more than friendship? Was her laugh at his joke a sign of something deeper? Online sleuths pieced together theories, suggesting that his heartbreak was not born of unrequited love but of a bond that had once existed and quietly dissolved. These speculations only fueled the storm, blurring the line between fact and imagination, reality and drama. The question of what comes next loomed large. For Dara, the path seemed clear: to continue embracing her happiness while navigating the scrutiny that came with it. For Jung Il Woo, the road was less certain. Would he retreat into silence, allowing his heartbreak to heal privately? Or would he transform his pain into art, channeling it into performances that would resonate all the more deeply because of their authenticity? Fans and critics alike speculated endlessly. Truth remained hidden in the hearts of the two stars themselves. As the story entered its next phase, one thing became clear: this was more than a fleeting scandal. It was a narrative that captured the essence of human experience, the joy of finding love, the pain of losing it, the form of emotions that comes when happiness and heartbreak collide. Dara and Jung Il Woo, willingly or not, had become symbols of that storm. Their names forever linked in a tale of two hearts moving in opposite directions. In the end, perhaps that is why the story has lingered so powerfully. It is not only about celebrities but about people, about the universal truth that love brings both ecstasy and agony. One person's beginning can be another's ending. Dara's laughter and Il Woo's silence together painted a portrait of life in its most raw and stormy form. Fans will remember this moment not just as entertainment news, a reminder of the fragile beauty and inevitable pain that love always carries. The storm will eventually pass. Dara will continue to shine, her love growing stronger with each passing day. Jung Il Woo will heal, his heart finding new rhythms, his smile regaining its light. But the memory of this storm, love and heartbreak that unfolded before millions of eyes, remain etched in the history of Hallyu. It will be remembered as the time when Dara's joy and Il Woo's sorrow collided in one breathtaking moment. A storm that taught us all that even the brightest stars cannot escape the tempests of the heart. In the end, Stormy Love was never just about Dara's radiant new beginning or Jung Il Woo's quiet heartbreak. It was about the universal truth that love can lift one heart even as it breaks another. Dara's courage to embrace happiness and Il Woo's resilience in facing sorrow remind us that even stars, adored and untouchable as they may seem, through the same storms as we do. This chapter of joy and pain will remain etched in Hallyu history as a story of two souls moving in different directions, yet forever linked in the eyes of their fans. Readers, thank you for joining Red Carpet Revealed on this emotional journey. Your passion, curiosity, empathy bring these stories to life. By sharing in the triumphs and heartbreaks of the stars we love, we remind ourselves of our shared humanity. Grateful for your time, your reactions, and your voices. Stay close, because in the glittering world of entertainment, every silence hides another revelation, and we'll be here with you to uncover it together.